What's happening? What's happening with y'all, man? This is LeBryce Williams, aka Shoes with Decim reaction channel. Today, man, you see the title. The Kobe disrespect stops here. For real, I'm a big Kobe fan. And on this channel, you gonna learn that. Like, I don't get where all the disrespect come from. Like, y'all must have forgot who Kobe is and was and the legacy of the Mamba, man. Like, I don't even get where all this came from. For real. That's all I know is it came from nowhere. And people just really on Kobe like he wasn't that. They trying to call him a number 2 man. He was nothing without Shaq. All this disrespect, man. And we just gonna
convince Duncan.
We're gonna jump right into this reaction to see where and why all this Kobe disrespect is happening. So let's get into it. Like I said, man, this is Shoes, aka LeBryce, Shoes with Decim. Check in with me. Tap in with me.
Way you can differ him is from championships. Remember that? When he hit like 4 threes in like 5 seconds. Remember that? T-Mac was a bad boy too, but he didn't really have enough room to operate. So I agree with what T-Mac said. Probably get a lot of flack, but I always say myself.
T-Mac was that man, but he was not Kobe. I mean, there was a period where everybody thought, T-Mac and Kobe was neck and neck. But then after that, Kobe took off. I mean, it ain't even no conversation. I mean, I don't understand why Shaq even talking. I would have won this with T-Mac. You had it, T-Mac. His name was Penny Hardaway. For real.
So I think I could have got 3 in a row with T-Mac.
Look, I think I could have got 3 with T-Mac.
2 with Vince.
He just naming people. Like, he just naming people that he think he could have got ships with when he had these type of players.
Oh, I get 6 with Steph.
I get 6 with
So
Steph.
obviously,
Just
you all
6,
just heard what Shaq had to say.
He's just gonna get 6 with Steph. I'm just gonna get 6 with Steph. 2 with Vince. Bro, you had these type players, bro, and you ended up with the rings you got, which no disrespect to Shaq. Shaq is, if not the most dominant big man ever play. But all this, like, you could have done it, Kobe wasn't him and all this, it gotta stop.
I do think some people are overreacting to Shaq's comments, because the reality is Shaq is usually one of the biggest advocates for Kobe's legacy, especially since he passed away. He's always inserting him into the GOAT conversation and is the guy who is typically sticking up for his legacy. But on the other hand, Shaq is definitely a really confident person in himself.
Look at that ring, though.
And is gonna say,
look at that ring, though. Holy man. Like I said, Shaq was him. But I just don't see why people are disrespecting Kobe so bad.
that he could have won with just about anyone. Being a pro athlete,
I mean, he
means
could have,
being a
but it's
competitive person.
Don't take away from Kobe, though.
Super surprised when
my
guys
thing is, people don't take away from Magic. People don't take away from all these other players that had someone else to help them win or help them contribute to their success. But they take away from Kobe, though. Magic and Kareem. No slander there. It's just, I just don't get it. I just love Kobe so much, and it just kills me that, like, since he passed, not even then, even when he was alive, how LeBron just swooped past him and he was better than him all of a sudden. Like, it was Kobe and Jordan talk at first, and then just out of nowhere, LeBron comes, and now it's just LeBron and Jordan talk. Like, there's no Kobe no more.
extremely competitive. Regardless, I still think his comments are BS. What I don't understand is why these hypotheticals are always working against Kobe and never in Kobe's favor. For example, what if Kobe Bryant played with Tim Duncan, a guy who has 15 all-defense teams instead of Shaq's 3? Kobe also wouldn't have needed to convince Duncan to stay in shape and make his free throws, like he had to do with Shaq.
Right.
Kobe easily wins 5 or 6 championship rings with Tim Duncan. See how easy that was? See how hypocritical these Shaq hypotheticals are? Another aspect that people are not considering is where Kobe was at when he was teammates with Shaq. During their first title run, Kobe was only 21 years old. In their second, he was 22.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
in their third, he was just 23.
Kobe 21, 22, 23, already winning championships. Came in the league at 17, 18 years old. I know he had Shaq, but that's okay. It's okay to have a good teammate. He didn't go looking for it and chasing it. And then after that, he had to build him a little squad, and it was a little squad. I mean, please try not to compare what Kobe won with to the teams that be winning today, the stacked teams that be winning today. Kobe had Powell, and he built Powell.
Now, Shaq said he would have won 6 championships if Steph Curry was his teammate instead of Kobe. You know what Steph was doing at that same age? At 21, Steph averaged 17 points per game. At 22, he averaged 18, and at 23, he averaged 15. During those years, he was not an all-star. He was not an all-NBA player and had no accolades to his name whatsoever. And that's the guy that Shaq's supposed to win 6 championships with?
Right.
Why does Shaq get the luxury of playing with a prime Steph in this hypothetical scenario when Kobe wasn't even in his prime when he played with Shaq?
Right.
I mean, just imagine if a prime Kobe had been teammates with a prime Shaq. Instead of Kobe being teammates with Shaq between the ages of 18 and 25, what if he had been teammates with him between the age of 24 and 31?
Good question.
They're definitely winning a lot more than 3 rings in that scenario. But that's not what we're talking about, because for some reason, these what ifs always work against Kobe rather than for Kobe. Now let's just play along with this stupid hypothetical for a minute.
Okay.
Let me remind you all that Kobe was not simply a passenger when he was teammates with Shaq.
Right.
But during the playoffs, there were times where he came through massively for his team.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all can say all this if y'all want to. Well, these other players would have went at Shaq like Kobe did. That's what I'm saying. Y'all calling him a Robin. Ain't no Robin in Kobe. That was a Batman on Batman. He went at Shaq. Told Shaq, if you ain't trying to work, I ain't trying to play with you. What them other players would have done that. The Mamba mentality, man.
Just when they needed it. And you can't simply assume that Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, or Steph Curry could have been pulling off that same feat at that same age. For example, how about the game winner against Phoenix in the first round of the 2000 playoffs? How about the fourth quarter against the Portland Trailblazers in the 2000 Western Conference Finals in Game 7? It was Kobe who led the Lakers in scoring during that fourth quarter,
Right.
and who led them to that 15-point comeback.
Come on,
If the
man.
Mamba doesn't step up in that moment, then the Lakers don't win that game and they don't win that series. There's a reason why Bob Costas said this while calling the game.
Oh.
It's Kobe
Oh, yeah. Again. It's Kobe again.
It's because Kobe was the
Bang,
one
bang.
who was coming through time and
There you
time
go, Shaq.
again in that fourth
There you go,
quarter.
Shaq.
How about in the 2001 Western Conference
man.
Finals in their crucial matchup against the San Antonio Spurs? Kobe averaged 33, 7, and 7 on 51% shooting against that San Antonio team, who did have the #1 ranked defense in the league that season.
Come on.
And are we simply going to assume that a 22-year-old Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, or Steph Curry would have done that same thing on that?
We can assume it, and it ain't true. It ain't gonna be true if you assume it or if you don't assume it. it just wouldn't have happened.
Same stage against that same level of competition? That's not a safe assumption to make. I could go on and on with these postseason examples, but the fact of the matter is that we're getting to the point where these hypotheticals involving Shaq are just getting silly. Now, was he the most physically dominant player in NBA history? Sure.
For sure.
But it's not like he was a
100%.
player without any weaknesses. And it's not like he was a guy who could win with just any star.
Ryan Miller invests the way he wants to invest. Ryan sets
Man,
his
y'all tap
investments
in
to
with me.
automatic.
It's just LeBryce again, aka shoeswithdecim reaction channel. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man. Push me out, you know. New reaction channel. Let's get these licensed subscribes up to 200. Let's do this.
With Penny Hardaway. Remember, Shaq was an absolute monster in Orlando, and if he wasn't quite as good as he was with the Lakers, then he was pretty damn close. By 1994, Shaq was averaging 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 blocks, while leading the league in field goal percentage. The very next season, Shaq had similar
And just because I
numbers
don't
while
feel like I
leading the
did
NBA
that right, let me pause this again. This is LeBryce Williams, aka Shoes with Decim. I'm gonna need y'all to like and subscribe right now. Right now. It's gonna be right here. It's gonna be right here. Like and subscribe. Alright, let's get back to this.
Scoring. Now listen, a lot of young fans don't understand who Penny Hardaway was before
Hey,
the
I met
injuries.
Penny before.
In
He a cool
1996,
guy.
Hardaway finished third in the MVP voting, ahead of Akeem Olajuwon, Karl Malone,
The Dream.
Gary Payton, who did make the NBA Finals that year, and even ahead of his teammate Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq had that guy on his team instead of Kobe.
That's what I'm saying.
Resulted in them getting swept out of
It's
the
the
playoffs.
same thing.
Now, to a certain extent, I understand why Shaq is making these comments. But with that being said, I do find it annoying because it seems like he's not appreciative of the impact that Kobe had during
Right.
their championship runs.
Right.
More than any other tandem in NBA history, Shaq and Kobe should have been appreciating each other while they were both alive. And the reason I say this is
Why
simple.
wouldn't they though?
Because at their peak as a tandem, Shaq and Kobe were the greatest 1-2 punch in NBA history.
Ever.
And I don't think it's particularly close. Kobe and Shaq's claim to fame
ain't close.
should be the fact that they were a dynasty while their star core was only made up of just 2 players. Seriously, think about how unique that is for just a minute. Michael Jordan's Bulls in the 1990s. They had a clear number 1 in Michael Jordan. They had a clear number 2 in Scottie Pippen.
Right.
And then they had their clear number 3 in Horace Grant.
Right.
And then for their second three-peat, it was Jordan, then Pippen, then Rodman. How about the San Antonio Spurs dynasty? They had their clear number 1 in Tim Duncan, their number 2
Right.
in Tony Parker, and then their third option in Manu Ginobili. How about the Miami Heat? They had LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and then Chris Bosh. The Golden State Warriors had a number 1 in Steph, a number 2 in Klay Thompson, and then a number 3 in Draymond Green.
Come on.
The thing is, Shaq and Kobe were so dominant as a tandem that they won all 3 of their championships without a clearly defined third star / third option. In 2000, it might have been Glenn Rice. In 2001, maybe you could say it was Derek Fisher. And in 2002, it was Robert Horry, maybe? That's what made Shaq and Kobe so special, is that their championship dynasty core was just Shaq and Kobe.
Right.
And yes, they had role players that obviously contributed, but being able to win 3 straight championships and making the NBA Finals 4 times as teammates, when you two are the only stars on the team, that should be your claim to fame, and that's something that you should definitely
Man, pause on me. Well, we're gonna stop it right there, man. I don't know what happened, but like I said, man, the Kobe slander got to stop right now, and I'm gonna come at you with some more Kobe videos. Die hard Kobe fan, and we're gonna figure out why Kobe been getting pushed down to the bottom. Like I seen a list the other day that they had Kobe like 11, 12 on the list. I won't understand that. But like I said, I got some more content, some more Kobe content coming to you, along with a whole lot of reactions coming to you. Funny reactions, serious reactions. I'm going to have all kind of stuff. All the things you want to see, man. Just tap in with me. This is LeBryce, a.k.a. Shoes with Decim Reaction Channel. Like and subscribe and comment. Jump in them comments. Like I said, holler at me again. Peace.